believers.
Arliss.
But the S is all dollar signs. Oh my god! With the super duper pants.
Arliss.
S is all dollar signs. Oh my god!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
God damn it, I had some gelt lying around here somewhere. Watto saved himself some gelt for the live stream. Watto can have a little gelt as a treat, except he doesn't remember where he fucking put anything. Hello, everybody! I'm Watto, the Flying Space Jew. Welcome to week 2, or as one could call it, episode 2 of May the R Bless You. This is a series of live streams in which we watch all of Arliss for reasons that are too complicated to explain at this point. But this is our online version of what used to be the George Lucas talk show before all of comedy was canceled, which talk about cancel culture going too far. How about we bring the main man to the stage? The man behind the most successful joke of all time, retired filmmaker George Lucas!
Hello, Watto. It's I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars. I'm very excited to be here for episode 2 of the Arliss charity watchathon.
Yes.
How has your week been, Watto?
Terrible. I can't find my fucking gelt anywhere. I
Oh,
had
no.
gelt here and I was looking forward to a little treat, so I don't know what to do. I'll eat an RX bar instead. Watto forgot to eat meals today.
I have to say it's very warm here at Skywalker Ranch. Much warmer than it was last week.
Well, of course,
I think
we're in county. Of course, it's warm.
Yeah, which I think is a good sign that we're going to have a hot show today.
George. Oh, that's seamless segue.
I've spent the week mulling over, processing what we experienced last week.
Sure.
We witnessed the first chapter in the Arliss 7-season saga.
Yes.
And we're going to jump right in today with the second part of the basically for those who missed last week, just to catch you up. Arliss is
God, I can't even imagine the guilt you are living with if you missed last week. I'm missing guilt, and you're feeling. I'm missing guilt. I'm looking for guilt, and you're feeling guilt for missing. My guilt is missing, and you're feeling guilt. I'm so tired, George. I'm just so existentially tired these days.
Well, I know what's going to get your excitement pumping. We'll get your energy back up again. It's when we get back into this saga of Arliss, the super sports agent.
Yes.
Who I think, to summarize what we learned, we saw a lot of different. He went through a lot of different experiences. Sometimes striving very hard.
Yes.
Only to come just short of achieving his goal.
Yes.
And I think it's a fair summary to say that Arliss Michaels, there was no mention of a prophecy, but it does seem clear from the stories that we witnessed that he is one who will bring balance to the sports.
Absolutely. And let me say, there was no prophecy directly outlined within the first season, but I feel like I found one in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my prophecy. Where there's a wool, there's a way.
Very good.
Where there's a wool, there's a way.
And while it should be clear that there was no prophecy,
No.
there were prophets. See?
Ah, prophets. FITAS. And maybe
Yes.
the S in profits is 2 S's and maybe instead
Two
of
S's and their dollar signs.
dollar.
Today we have a new organization we're raising funds for today.
Of course, this is a fundraiser, George. You and I are we're so rich. We don't need any help these days, but also we don't want to give our money up right now.
Well, I'm obviously helping a lot, but everyone wants to be part of helping. Right now we're in a moment where it feels bad to be alive, but one of the things that feels good is to help, and it can be a very little amount because we know everyone is struggling.
$1,
and sometimes, yes,
one Republic credit.
$1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, whatever you can afford. Maybe you're sitting on a big pile of cash and you're thinking, I don't want this here. I'd like to give it away. So today we are helping out the Museum of the Moving Image in New York City. This is a fantastic museum. It is in Astoria, Queens, in New York City, which is an area that has that's one of the hot spots. Queens, it's one of the hot spots for COVID-19.
Let's say, because the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art hasn't opened
yet.
This is perhaps the greatest single museum devoted to narrative art that exists, right?
It possibly is. Soon to be second place.
Yes.
But no shame in a silver medal.
For the time being, we got to give it up to Momi. It's a great place.
Yeah.
And the Henson archives are there, including
that's right.
Things
director of Labyrinth, a movie that I produced,
yes,
and obviously a friend of Lucasfilm,
and a fair amount of Star Wars stuff there.
Fair amount of Star Wars. If you're bored at any point during the week and you're looking for some fun, you should seek out the Mark Hamill episode of The Muppet Show, which is vintage Star Wars fun, and also a great example of the rich tradition of Star Wars official comedy.
Yes,
canon. Which it might be a good time to go ahead and mention that about just slightly less than a half an hour from now, we have an hourly tradition during our watchathons, which is the 39th minute of every hour. We talk about a little show called Star Wars Detours. Now, if you're a big Star Wars fan, maybe you've heard of it, or maybe you have never heard of it, and you're thinking, Star Wars Detours, what's that? Where can I watch it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Star Wars Detours is a fully animated Star Wars comedy show created by me, George Lucas, and I personally funded 39 complete episodes of this show just before I sold Star Wars to Disney. And Disney decided that at the time, it was not the right moment to release all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours. So they put it on the shelf. They said, those are for later. That's what they said. They said, those are for later. So they put it on the shelf. And I would make the argument that right now, in the middle of a pandemic, when film and television production is shut down completely, it might be a great moment for Disney and Disney Plus to release all 39 episodes of Star Wars Detours.
Because everyone is reaching the end of Netflix. We need new content.
Yes, we need new content. And what could be newer than a show that was made years ago that you've never seen?
George, have you thought about renaming your museum to the Lucas Museum of Content?
It's a great idea, and we obviously have plenty of free time to brainstorm on ideas just like that. Maybe we'll call it that, the Lucas Museum of Narrative Content.
I feel like that is one of the few times I have ever made you laugh. I feel like very often you will say, that's funny, Watto. but you
Well-
are not very, I don't know, giving in your laughter. It's very odd that that's the thing that got you.
Well, it also might be the heat. If I'm
That
being
is
completely
true.
honest,
That is true.
I might get a little loopy today.
Now-
And I might, if we raise enough money, I might just take off my jacket.
Wow.
Let's set the goal at $100.
Great. I think we will hit it. Now, I want to make this very clear for people who are joining in midstream. We're raising money. George is a very philanthropic man. He has already donated billions, literally billions across the world. But he wants to let other people feel like they have a little bit of force. They have a little bit of power. So he's generously allowing other people to be generous. I, on the other hand, have literally never spent $1 that I made without it being a tax write-off.
Right.
I'm like, what's his name? Getty. You ever seen that movie, George? All the Money in the World?
I've seen a lot of the Getty images. They have that water mark across the middle of the photo.
Everything was a write-off for that guy.
Someone was just asking, I'm a billionaire, why don't I give money? I give money all the time. I've given away billions of dollars.
We just answered.
I can't stop giving.
Yeah, look at that, motherfuckers.
Yeah. No stretch goal to make me keep the jacket on. The goal is $100 and I will, if we reach $100, I will take off this jacket because it's hot.
But if we reach $200, he has to put it back on. Here's the new goal.
No. Here's the goal. $100 I'll take. $100 $100 I take the jacket off. $1,000 I put the jacket back on again. $1,100 I take it off again. Do you see the pattern? That's how it's going to work today, and I'm not budging on that because if you want good content today, it's going to be better with the jacket off. But I know that people like to punish people with their donations. So $100, I take the jacket off. Oh my God!
Look who's awake!
Look who's awake!
Listen, we're really close to having to start this first episode, and no one was bringing me in, so I just decided to bring myself in.
Because we wanted to let you get some sleep. We
Get some shut eye.
Why do I appreciate that? I really.
No one wanted to wake you up, sleepy little angel.
Yeah. I
Right?
want to tell everybody we're going to start on season 2, episode 1, which is on HBO Go, HBO Now, all the HBO stuff.
Next week it'll be on HBO Max.
Oh, wow. That's going to be fun. It'll be an historic moment. But let's make it clear to people, once again, we are not starting on episode 4. No, we're starting
on episode 1 of season 2.
Wait, before we start, we actually have a guest who's going to be joining us for the first episode. See her here, so I'm going to bring her in.
What?
It's Gaby Dunn.
What?
Hello, Gaby. Hello, Gaby.
Oh,
Hi, Gaby.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Gaby, we're about to start episode 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to watch with us. You're more than welcome to.
I've never seen Arliss.
Neither.
It won't matter. There's no continuity. These are standalone adventures, so you could watch it.
Lovely.
You could watch a single episode, and all you need to know is he's a sports agent who's telling stories from his career, and he's always trying to make deals.
Why did I think it was a detective procedural?
you know,
Wow.
has range. It could be. If he wanted it to be, it could be, and it would be good.
Wow.
I bet there are some mysteries along the way that are solved.
Oh, yeah.
It's because he's always using his noggin to figure out how to make a deal. He's solving the mystery of how to make a great deal.
Why did you guys want to watch Arliss?
Well, let's start the episode and then we'll recap.
Right.
Just because I don't want to.
Okay.
Well,
So episode 1 is called A Full Service Agency.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is the time in which one of our recurring segments is happening.
Oh, okay.
Watto has trouble with his Apple TV. Give me 1 minute.
Oh,
my
that's
goodness.
perfect. Okay, I'll put it on then.
Mm-hmm.
What have you guys been doing?
All we've done is the intros so far. We've just introduced ourselves.
Oh.
And Patrick, are we up to $100 yet?
I don't believe we are. I believe we're
All right.
just getting started.
I got it. HBO, here I come.
Okay.
All right.
We'll wait for Gabby to have it up, and then we'll start. But guys, I want to show you. I did get something in the mail. I want to show it to everybody.
Oh, I wonder what this is. Fucking sleeping cap? Oh no, it's a pillow.
My
of course,
pillow.
this fights a pillow so he can take a nap. Gabby, just so you know, because you're joining us, the alternate name for this live stream could be "While Pat Was Sleeping."
Were you sleeping?
Always.
A few weeks ago, we did a 30-hour live stream, and I slept for like an hour. And they.
How long is this one supposed to be?
This one's like 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
I only just realized what a great effect it is when I hold up the pillow and then I drop the pillow and the banner is right there. That's a fantastic effect.
Okay, I got this episode ready to go. Are we all ready to play?
I'm waiting on, once Gabby's ready, we'll get ready.
I'm so sorry.
How long? And this episode is 23:50, so we've got a little buffer there, so that's good.
Wait, you know what? Also, I feel you guys are all dressed up so nice. Hang on one sec.
Oh no!
What?
Patrick has a bit.
This is season 2, episode 1, a full-service agency.
Okay.
The preview in it should be Sandra Oh in shock.
I was gonna say that's Sandra Oh.
You look like like a baseball player.
Yeah, I just felt like this would help us get in the mood a little bit better.
Wow.
Okay,
unbutton it.
Yeah.
I wore a Star Wars shirt for you.
More.
Hey, George, look at that. George.
What's that?
It's an Empire Strikes Back shirt.
Oh, and we're on season 2, episode 2. That's not episode 2 though, because we should really have you on week 5.
Yeah.
But it is the 40th anniversary. It is the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back.
No, George, it's fine. Gabby, quickly, go change into one of your many episode 2 Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones shirts.
Guys, let's start this episode.
Okay.
All right, let's start the episode. I'm excited.
Okay.
So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay.
Nothing quite like that HBO static.
Oh, adult content and adult language in this episode, both.
Yeah,
They
have to know.
Yeah.
Where
did this originally air on?
HBO.
This is an HBO original series.
Now,
Arliss explains. He explains the idea of the show,
right?
In the opening titles. So everything we've told you so far.
Star Wars, Gabby always has to open with some place setting where it's like a long time ago, galaxy far, far away. Arliss starts every episode being like, "Okay, sports exists. This is what sports look like. You need to understand the world we're playing in here."
Yeah, basically Arliss reads what should be a crawl of text at the beginning of the episode, but they decide to read it instead of showing you the words. Because that's a good way. I always find it's good to start a movie by having it be like, hey, you have to read a book. And then everyone starts to think like, oh no, that's not what I wanted. And then you say, just kidding, it's a movie.
All right, they get confused for a second. They go, a book? I thought I turned on my TV. And he's like, don't worry.
Am I at the library? What's happening?
No, you're still on HBO. I just the show's about the book.
Yeah. And then they play this song, no matter what you do, I only want to be with you. Dusty Springfield song.
Now, George, did you notice this episode is directed by Bobby WUHL himself?
And this starts with photographs being autographed by Sandra Oh. She's forging these autographs of an athlete. But if you donate $25 to us for the Museum of the Moving Image, you will get an authentic signed photograph from Robert WUHL. We promise you it's not Sandra Oh pretending to sign Robert WUHL's name. It's really Robert WUHL. We wouldn't do that. This is what happens in the world of the show, but in our reality, you'll get a real Robert WUHL personalized signed photo.
I just had a good idea though. If we ever get Sandra Oh to come on this live stream, we should make her set a goal where if she reaches a certain number, she will send a forged Robert WUHL signature.
That is a great goal.
Because that's all.
I think we could make that happen.
The treasure.
Yeah.
Is she just a guest
this is
star?
Kirby.
No,
Kirby
Gabby,
is one of the people who works with Arliss for Arliss,
she is
his agency.
she's a co-lead on this show.
Oh, but she's a bad guy?
No, she's one of our.
I mean, she's one of the heroes, but she, sometimes these agents have to do things that cross the line ethically.
I see.
So she's forging signatures because it has to be done.
Right.
They'll do whatever it takes for their clients.
You know what it is? I keep thinking it's like a detective show, and that she's like the opening scene bad guy in like a Law and Order. I'm so convinced this is Law and Order.
Gabby, this is an issue. You have to stop trying to solve Arliss, okay? It's not a mystery. There's no culprit.
There's no culprit or plot or anything like that.
Well,
there's a plot, and there are culprits, but it's not a mystery. But I feel differently than Watto. Gabby, if you solve the mystery of Arliss, I'll be thrilled.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey guys,
if you figure out who did it.
I want to say we've raised $131 so far, which I think means George takes off that jacket.
George takes off the jacket.
Oh my God. Oh no. Now if we get to 1,000, I'll put the jacket back on, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how good it feels to not have that vintage Michael Jackson Beat It jacket on in this Marin County heat.
Gabby, you host a podcast called Bad with Money.
I do, yes.
Because you self-identify as someone who is bad with money.
I did, yeah. Because it's mostly just about not knowing where your money is coming from or going, or even if you're a rich person, you could be bad with money.
Yes. Well, this is my question for you. Do you find it a little uncomfortable to watch a show that is about someone so good with money he has $2 in his name?
Yeah, I wish I had an S in my name at all, so I could make it a $. That would have been cool for the logo. But is he good with money? Is that something you've noticed?
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Patrick, this guy was on Lost.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
He's in the last season of Lost. He's he's with Alana. 5th and 6th season he's on. His name is Bram on Lost.
I believe.
I only mentioned that because JJ made Lost and then he made Star Wars. So it's like all this stuff ties together. This guy is 2 degrees from being a Star Wars.
I was going to say, I believe this actor was also in the movie Draft Day. I feel like he was in Draft Day, a very small part. Most people probably wouldn't remember him for that unless they were on set with him. But I only bring it up because it is also about sports business and deals. And it's also about Kevin Costner. His name is about money. You could put a $sign in that name and it would make total sense. Absolutely.
You could put a cent sign and then a baseball. It would be let's do Kevin Costner's Arliss name.
Let's do Kevin. So Gabby,
in honor of Draft Day. We
set different goals, like taking the jacket off if we raise certain amounts of money, but we also have little things, So $25.
It's the little things in life.
A signed Arliss picture. But another thing is, if someone donates a good amount of money, we might give them an Arliss name. We might change their name to fit into the Arliss universe. So first of all, let's
as a tribute to Draft Day.
I see.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're making those E's into euros.
Oh my God.
And $2.
And honestly, we have a more advanced system this week that is going to make a lot of these names just sort of they sort of take care of themselves.
Yes. Okay, great.
Very international.
Oh, now if you're watching on screen, you'll look at there's actual like just a spreadsheet of money.
Yes.
Do you see this? You don't see that on a lot of TV shows where it just zooms in on a balance sheet, a ledger.
This Naira sign too for the N. There's a Naira down there.
Wow, there seems to be
a Naira sign
for almost every letter.
Yeah,
that's right. The money people figured out that there is money in the alphabet because you use it for everything. So they very quickly bought up almost the entire English alphabet.
Gabby, just so you know, last week we had like 3 of these symbols. Someone has done a lot of legwork this week.
Who found all of these?
One of our producers, Jersey Dave, put this together.
David.
And then we could do that. Also, we could do this, Gabby. Sometimes we change letters into like emojis.
For
Yes.
sports. I understand.
For sports.
No,
But
you're smart. I
Arliss
know.
doesn't have a sports stuff in his name.
Yeah,
No.
let's turn that O into a baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's all about the money, then we lose sight of some of the Arlissness of it.
You need
Gotta have some sports in there.
Yes.
Is this kind of like Ballers, which I've also never seen?
It's like the proto ballers, but it's
Yeah.
it's sort of like, why even try again?
Yeah. Ballers is like the Disney Star Wars. It's like Arliss made by other people.
It's fan.
I'll say this. Arliss walked so that Ballers could also walk. Now,
Got it.
I have an idea, and this might be
Mhm.
crazy, but I want you guys to hear me out.
Oh boy.
Right.
I don't like it. And here's
No.
why. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Because we're trying to explain this to Gabby, right?
Yeah.
And first of all, you got to put money in the name. Our list is about the art of the deal. But
Yeah.
the deals are centered around sports. You got to put some sports in there. We got the baseball.
We got that baseball.
Use
We're
the R from copyright, maybe?
Well, we're
Oh.
missing. I like that.
Okay.
It's down
Yeah.
here.
Our list is litigious, but there's something we're missing as well from this name, and a key element of Arliss's personality. He's
What is
not
it?
about work; he's also about play. Take that V
Hold
and
on.
turn it into a martini glass.
Kirby is on the kitchen counter with what looks like a practical jungle cat,
Yes,
not CGI. This is a real cat,
yes,
meaning that Jim Turner placed his life in danger to
Yes.
shoot this scene when he could have just been going up against a Jar Jar cat.
it could have been like the Favreau
And-
Jungle Book.
Kevin Costner, of course, from Bull Durham,
Yes,
with Robert Wool, and also from Draft Day. And if anyone wants to tweet is Kevin Costner on social media?
I think he might be, if only through his band, Kevin Costner in the Modern West, sometimes abbreviated to KC in the Modern West. I saw them in concert once.
Modern West?
Yes, the Modern West.
It's actually at Modern West on Twitter.
Okay.
All right. If everybody can start
They have
tweeting
not.
Kevin, yeah,
They have not tweeted in 2 years.
Let's tweet at him.
that doesn't mean they don't check Twitter. That doesn't mean they don't check Twitter.
No, definitely not. They're lurking.
Do we honestly think that during this pandemic, no one from Kevin Costner's band is checking Twitter on that account?
Abby, what should we say to Kevin Costner?
What should everybody say to Kevin Costner
Everyone.
on Twitter?
Say something to him.
Obviously, we need to say his Arliss name to him. You need to say his Arliss name to him.
Yes.
Say, this is your Arliss name. And we want to try to get Kevin Costner involved in this in some way. Maybe he'll donate some money to the Museum of the Moving Image.
Or ask if he wants to be in a reboot of Arliss. Since he seems to enjoy sports media,
He does.
right?
Okay, I'm
Tin Cup.
gonna go a little galaxy brain here. What if there is a crossover reboot? What if we reboot Arliss and Draft Day at the same time together?
Okay,
Why
so
would we reboot
It makes
that?
sense to me.
I feel like some of the actors in that movie could really use a new paycheck. It's got a big cast. That's the only reason I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. I think
I
they
mean-
should probably release some of the scenes they cut from the trailer, no?
There's some
Also,
fun in that
yeah.
trailer that I wish were in the movie.
okay, so here we go.
Yeah. The trailer looked so good, but then they cut all the good parts.
All the good physical comedy, yes.
So
Uh,
I just put the tweet down there. I would say if you guys want to tweet at Kevin and his band, you should do it. Say something like this, spin it, make it your own, have fun with it.
We also want people to tell Kevin Costner he has an Arliss name.
Oh yes, that's true. I forgot about that.
Can we copy
That's the
paste
main
that?
reason. That's the main reason we're giving to him
Yes.
before we ask him for anything. We're saying,
Okay,
Kevin, here's your Arliss name.
here we go. I will.
I'm
He
gonna
cares about cinema. I'm sure he would want to give something to the Museum of the Moving Image.
Patrick,
Yeah.
I'm going to do one quick punch up on this tweet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It should be, hey, Kevin Costner, please give us an Arliss draft day reboot. Let's not ask him. Let's demand it.
Okay. Should we?
All right. The adult content is happening now on the episode.
Yes. Sandra Oh is getting a little bit sneaky.
Well, so this is a mystery.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gaby's case is holding up.
She's on the case.
Now, Gaby,
She's definitely playing detective.
Gaby, you wrote a graphic novel that's a mystery.
I did. Wow, excellent segue. Yeah, I wrote a graphic novel called Bury the Lead. That is a murder mystery, and about a journalist who works at the Boston Globe, where I actually worked. Well, it's not really the Boston Globe. I had to change the name. But yeah, it's about a girl who gets way in over her head with a serial killer lady. Oh, wow.
Wow, check it out. It's very good. The art is very good in it. The story's very good.
Thank you.
Very
I
good.
didn't draw it. A really lovely woman named Claire Rowe drew it. But yeah.
Now-
it was very cool.
Now, I have to ask, because I know that, one of the frustrations that often creators have is when their work is adapted and then liberties are taken with it.
Sure.
Were you at all frustrated with the many changes that HBO made to your graphic novel when they adapted it for the HBO original series Barry, in which he is the lead character? I mean, it's still true in the sense that he is the lead character of that show, but they changed it from a verb to a proper name.
Yes, they changed it to proper name. They also made it a white man, so that was frustrating. But I feel inevitable,
Yeah.
But it's done very well, so that must be satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, they made it about improv too, which wasn't in the novel. So
I mean, it's only partly about improv. It's really an acting class where they do improv exercises, and they're baffled by how amazing they are, and all the breakthroughs they make.
I've never seen Barry.
I mean, I understand it must be hard. I know it'll take you a while to work up.
Yeah, it's like when you audition for a part and then you don't get it, and then you see the part on TV. You're kind of like,
Right.
I don't know if Watto or George have ever auditioned, but
I'm offer only, but so far I've only had 2 acting roles.
you were fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. I mean, we rewatched them a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, why wasn't I booking left and right after these came out?
Yeah, you were the only person who could have done that part. I can't think of anyone else.
Thank you. I mean, it was kind of written for me, but yes.
Oh, got it.
I take the compliment, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Gabby, I don't think you have to apologize for not having seen Barry, because, I mean, there are 80 episodes of Arliss to watch on HBO Go.
Sure.
But why would you start Barry when there's always another Arliss to watch or to rewatch?
That's true. How many seasons of Arliss?
80 episodes.
What years did it go for?
96.
From 1996 to 2002.
2002?
Yes.
Mhm.
Arliss survived 9/11. It made it past 9/11.
Yeah.
So was Sandra Oh on it the whole time?
Every
Yes.
When did Grey's Anatomy start?
2004?
4, 5.
It was 2004.
Oh my God. And people thought that she just was brand new. You know, Grey's Anatomy came out and people were like, oh my God, who is this amazing person?
Absolutely.
I mean, listen,
Those people had not been watching Arliss, so they would have already known.
Wow.
Arliss was the HBO Renaissance. They were there when all, Sopranos started and Oz. And
Sopranos.
Now,
City is all
now
on
if this episode of Arliss, if this was on Disney Plus,
Miller.
they would have a warning that this contains tobacco depictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that Disney Plus warns about almost everything, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much. And if they don't like the butts in your movie, they add extra hair onto them. Have you seen that?
Stop. What?
They took the movie Splash. You remember Splash about the guy who stuffed a mermaid?
Flash. Yeah.
Right. And they didn't like you saw too much of her tushy, so they digitally added hair to her tushy to cover it up.
like hair from her head longer to.
I highly recommend it. It's stunning work. I've watched that scene over and over. It's almost like the creature that it's completely CGI hair.
Yes.
That the hair normally goes almost down to her bottom, but now the hair sort of changes a little and becomes something new.
Yes.
But it covers the entire bottom.
It almost looks, I mean, it's a seamless digital effect, and the highest compliment I can give is it almost looks like Cousin It from the Addams Family is sneaking out of her butt.
It is like another character in the movie.
Yes. When you put hair on her butt, I thought like they put like hair on her butt cheek.
I mean, I would love that too. You know, that's kind of my jam.
Oh boy.
Now, Jim Turner is on a real roof with a real jungle cat. This is so dangerous.
Unnecessary.
Can you imagine if I built a city planet for Attack of the Clones and just filmed in the sky?
No. Risky.
Wait, George, you wanted to build something where the whole planet was a city?
Yeah, it's a city of planets called Planet City.
And the whole was a planet. Guys, I have a photo of Splash's hair.
Oh, great. Yes.
No, I'm upset. Oh, no.
It's perfect. It looks perfect.
Oh.
It looks so perfect.
Well,
you can't see the bottom. You can't see her bottom.
Butt, you know?
And yet you can't take your eyes off of that enchanting creature that has now appeared in what would have previously been a too adult image of a human female adult bottom.
And Gabby, it looks so much better in motion. You would not believe.
I wish you could see it in motion. I recommend when I make my top 10 movies for the year.
Yes.
Just this scene will probably be my #1 movie of 2020. Just that scene.
Right. It's like, what else is even in contention?
This is the future of family entertainment.
No.
Right here. You can make almost any movie appropriate. You can make almost any adult movie appropriate by putting a hair creature over the things you're not supposed to see.
I'm sorry, Gabby, I know you're a comedian, but do not even joke about a child seeing a butt. It would ruin their lives forever.
They've seen butts before.
Don't even say that! How dare you? No time for jokes!
You met children, though. I know, because I saw you meet a child in the movie.
Yes, I worked with children. Yes, I have.
How was that for you?
Great. I had to work overtime to make sure he never saw a butt. I was on set with Jake Lloyd, and I had like a big bounce board from the lighting team. I would say, grab that for me. And someone would be around with the butt, and I'd run in and I'd cover it up.
I had a folder with Jake Lloyd on it in 4th grade, 5th grade.
Wow.
I loved him so much.
Was I on that folder? It feels like I should have been on that, maybe just in the background being like this.
I don't think that you were. I think it was just him, like his face and his beautiful pre-Bieber hair.
Yeah.
Watto, we just passed, we're at Detours tweet time.
Okay. So, Gabby, do you know about this? You've written for TV before. You've written for animation before.
Yeah.
You must love it when the episodes you have written are released and people watch them and enjoy them.
You like that part?
Really? Yeah.
Right? No, you must. I mean, that's the whole
You must
reason.
like that part. That's a nice part of it.
They like it, yeah.
Now imagine if you would, a reality in which you used your billions of dollars to completely self-finance and self-produce 39 episodes of an animated cartoon show that is very, very funny, and Disney decides to never release it.
Ever.
I'm not describing a Twilight Zone episode. I'm describing George Lucas's real life.
Wait, what?
I swear to God, 39 episodes.
39 episodes, fully animated.
Finished.
Non-stop joke. Nothing but jokes. Non-stop jokes. If you like comedy, get ready for 39 full episodes. Except you can't see them.
But comedy. And Disney took it and they went, yeah, thank you. We'll put it here on this shelf.
We'll put it on the shelf.
They've never.
Why didn't they release it?
Too funny.
Too funny, and it wasn't the right moment.
Too funny.
Because they were getting ready to release Force Awakens, where sad things happen, and it would have been confusing. And I completely understand that.
Yes.
I completely understand that. But now, when people need laughter more than anything,
yes,
it's the perfect time, even if they had never intended to release this series. Now, with film and TV production shut down, there is no excuse for sitting on 39 episodes of a George Lucas created animated Star Wars show. They could put it on Disney Plus in 5 minutes from now with a click of a button.
One button. So we tell
them one button, it's there.
The 39th minute of every hour, we tell them to tweet at Disney Plus, "May Detours be with you."
May Detours be with you.
What is it? What is the premise of the show?
Oh, Gabby, get ready.
What if Star Wars was hilarious?
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's a good premise, right?
That's the premise.
That's it? We don't know anything else?
Star Wars, but non-stop funny. It never stops joking. It never stops kidding around. You know, a lot of Star Wars is funny, but every now and then we stop the comedy to say things like, hold on, this character's dead.
Right.
Or hold on, we blew up your planet.
Right, yes.
So the joking stops.
Right.
The joking stops for a few minutes. We'll say like, guess what? We're committing a genocide. So the jokes will stop for a few minutes. Imagine a world in which the jokes never stop.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we know everything about this show, Gabby.
We know everything.
Obviously,
we know it all.
When did you make it? When did you?
What?
Like a decade ago.
2010.
What?
We did like a Comic-Con panel and everything. But George and I have.
We were all ready to go. We were ready to go.
We've seen the full season. Like half of every episode takes place at Dexter Jettster's diner from Star Wars.
There's a lot of Dexter Jettster.
Obviously, a lot of like Luke and Leia as small children. So you're seeing them when they're kids, but they don't know each other. So it's a lot of Leia with her adopted dad.
Right.
Smiths.
Right. Oh, Jimmy Smith.
It's great.
Oh.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so sorry that happened.
Well, don't be sorry. Be hopeful.
Yes.
Rebellions were built on hope.
Absolutely.
We're just gonna we're not gonna let Disney forget about this, because that's what I worry about now. Is I worry that they meant to put it out, but they forgot.
Yes.
You know what? Now, because
so we're just gonna remind them.
But the times that we're in, animation is gonna be like the thing. So you should probably.
And not only is animation a thing, but animation that's already done should be the best thing.
Right.
Totally.
Like everyone's like, how are we gonna make shows? Well, we could animate them. What if I told you there were shows that were already animated?
It's absolutely.
Does that sound like a great deal?
I mean, at a time right now where they're saying we don't know when we're going to be able to start up production again. Imagine having a completely finished show and going, nah, hard pass.
I'm honestly trying to think of any organization in the world that if right now you gave them 39 George Lucas created episodes of a Star Wars show, that they would say, maybe not now.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I don't think there's an organization either mean-spirited, cruel, or short-sighted enough that they would say, no, we're not going to release those today with a press of the button. I bet if you gave those episodes to, what's a bad organization?
Quibi.
Exxon. I bet Exxon would release them today.
Yeah, Exxon Quibi.
Now,
they would spill those episodes. They would spill those episodes all over the place.
I mean, we've talked about this. Quibi could make 800 episodes out of.
That's what I'm saying. They'd never run out of content.
Yeah,
never run out.
They'd never run out. All they gotta do, flip them, and you watch them like this. That's the thing I don't understand about Quibi. Do you watch it like this? Do you watch Quibi like this?
I don't know. I went into staff for Quibi shows and I didn't get hired, so fuck that.
Did you go in? Did you go into the interview like this?
Yeah, I should have. I also pitched them a show they didn't buy, so whatever.
Well,
do you want to pitch it now? We'll make it on the stream.
Hang on. Before you hypothetically pitch it, let's start the next episode.
Okay. The Value of Loyalty, episode 2 of season 2.
Can I share a quick confession?
Please.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching this whole time.
I saw it.
How did you know there was a mystery element?
You got
from the chat.
You got locked out of your HBO account?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad changed the password, which he is wont to do, and then now he's not texting me back. Probably because I was angry at him about a tweet he did, and I made him delete it, and now he's mad at me.
Was the tweet telling Disney never release Star Wars Detours?
Yeah, it was.
No, I changed
really
your
sorry.
password.
I can't believe. I mean, I'm usually logged in, but
Now,
like,
hypothetically, if you went into the private chat right now, there is a login. It's up to you.
oh, nice.
Fathers and their daughters. The
Yeah.
first time that we see a father-daughter interaction in episode 4, A New Hope, it is beyond contentious. This is a daddy-daughter fight. They don't get along. They don't like each other. I understand the conflict between parents and children. It can be brutal.
Wrong. He just doesn't understand social media, and he thinks like jokes will translate, and they do not.
Yes.
No.
Guys, let's get started before we get too far away. Okay, you ready?
I started it. I gotta restart it now. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay,
Okay,
wait. Let me restart.
1, 2, 3.
2.
Okay. Gaby,
All right, now this episode is 28 minutes long. This is a longer this is a supersized episode of Arliss.
this would barely fit on Quibi. I mean, this would be a whole season. Gaby, let me
my
fill you in
goodness.
on 2 things, okay? One, first of all, as you remember in Star Wars Episode 2, I built out my character a little further by putting a hat on. So
Yeah,
as a tradition, I wear my sequel hat the second episode of everything we cover. Except this is
a double 2. It's a double 2.
because this
Why
is
did you
the
get to
second.
keep this? Why did you get to keep this particular piece of the set?
I slipped it off.
I'm generous. No, I'm generous. You didn't sneak away with anything, Watto. I knew you were taking it, and I said, let him take it.
The thing I was saying, I'm wearing
That's
a
a question that people might already know.
Sure.
How did you two meet each other?
Wow. Well, it was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
And
George
I was
hired
working on
staff.
I was
right.
working on a show called The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, and we were doing a lot of digital work, and we were creating a digital replica of the Belgian army. Basically, we filmed a handful of actors, and then we repeated them so they would look like many actors. And one of the digital artists got a little creative, and I said, "Who's that guy? Who's that guy in the Belgian army? He stands out too much. It doesn't work. It spoils the effect." But I said, that is a star.
Yes.
Oh.
Let's save him for a real meaty role.
So he's kept me on the hard drive for a couple of years.
We dragged him. We dragged him out of the one folder into another folder, and the rest is movie history.
Yes, and George, let's also be fair. You cut me from Young Indiana Jones Chronicles because you said I was too Sephardic to be a Dutch soldier.
Yeah, those are my exact words.
Are you Jewish?
Yes.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah, cool. Yes, I could tell. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, Gaby, because you missed the last episode. Let me fill you in on the plot of the last episode.
Okay.
Arliss found some lube in the locker room of one of his young baseball prospects and was worried that he was cheating by lubing up his ball. So he
so he's actually gay. Oh my God, wrote me back. Guys, the relationship has healed.
You solved the mystery of that episode of Arliss.
He was gay?
He was gay and stopping another man on the team.
Is that true?
That's right.
Yes, you solved it. I guess Arliss is the mystery and you are the detective.
I can't believe all of these straight writers knew about lube.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
In the 90s. In the 90s, they knew about lube.
In the 90s.
Wow. Wait, is this true? Was I right?
Yeah, you nailed it. Absolutely.
Yes, you nailed it.
You
solved the Arliss mystery. This would be a great because we want to try to get Arliss rebooted or continued. Yes. We actually want Arliss to have an 8th and a 9th season. And one of the ideas we have is an animated spin-off called Arliss Babies.
Maybe
but I think another good idea would be a show called The Arliss Mysteries, where you play a young female detective.
Yes.
And we digitally insert you into old episodes of Arliss, which are then upscaled to 4K and widescreen. And you're in the episodes solving the mysteries that at the time were not even perceived as mysteries.
And all the mysteries are just that the person is gay, but they don't know. And so I'm like showing up being like, guys, I think this is a gay thing. And they're like, get this lesbian out of here.
It seems to be a little bit of a running theme on this series. Let's say also, a lot of comedy is based around misunderstanding, so there is some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication in the first act of Arliss, and it takes until Act 3 for people to figure it out. I like the idea of just digitally compositing you into the episodes and having you go like, I know what's going on here, but I'll give you another 20 minutes to come around to it.
Right.
Very Three's Company.
Yes. None of the other characters are listening to you.
Now, George. No, go ahead, Gabby. Go ahead, Gabby.
I was going to say, and Three's Company, gay is a lot of times the plot device.
Yes.
Now, George, I'm looking through the banners that we have set up here, and I see that we're using bit.ly/GLTS Gibbs. But then I see another banner in here with a different bit.ly. Did you make one?
Yes, I made a separate bit.ly that people can use, which is bit.ly/I've got a generous feeling about this.
Cute.
And it works too?
It works.
Oh my God.
It'll take you right to where you need to go to give.
And all lowercase because it's case sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, George.
Now there's a beeper, which is kind of like a droid, and it's also some 90s tech.
Yes. I got Robert talked about realizing that Sandra Oh was the ace up their sleeve and using her more and more every season. It really does feel like 2 episodes into the season she's become a co-lead, does it not?
Right. I feel like she has been had more screen time in the first episode and a half than she had in all of season 1.
Absolutely.
You guys ever see Sideways?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, she's so cute here.
Very good.
Look at her makeup. She's adorable.
I mean, everyone on this show is adorable. The whole Arliss team.
Oh my God.
They're a bunch of cutie pies.
Yes, but let's say this, Gabby. If you think she's adorable here, imagine little baby Rita Chu in Arliss Babies. Imagine a little cartoon baby Rita.
Oh my God. I want everything she's wearing. I want her hairdo.
Yeah.
What minute are you guys at?
We're at
right now at
6:30.
We're at coming up on minute 7 soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kirby is holding this beeper and he's saying, "Can't we get one that gets us sports scores?"
Cute.
It's impossible at the time. You can't get a beeper that could also give you sports scores.
I'm seeing Sandra Oh filling a coffee. Is that correct?
We're at the exact same moment.
Okay.
Arliss offering for a biscotti.
I want this blazer so badly.
She looks great.
Oh my God.
If anyone out there, this is not that we want to take on too many causes, but if anyone out there has a lead on getting this blazer from Arliss for Gabby, it would be great if we could make that happen. If anyone out there,
oh my God.
Let's start small on the blazer, then we'll move up to the whole outfit, Gabby.
Stop. That blazer is amazing. Who is the costume designer? I need to talk to them immediately.
I'm going to look that up right now.
It
would really be something if we could make that happen.
Gabby, turn down your sound a little bit.
Gabby, turn down your sound. I'm hearing double Arliss.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, put it up louder, please.
Season 2, episode 2, and I'm hearing it twice.
Look at this woman's outfit. What the fuck?
Oh boy, a lot of good matching pantsuits in this.
So according to IMDb, the woman, there's a few costume people. The costume
she's standing right behind me, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know if that joke was just invented here. She's standing right behind me, isn't she?
What is the budget for blazers?
Well, the costume designer was also the costume supervisor on Capone, the movie that just came out, and also Entourage, Breaking Bad, That's So Raven, The OC.
Oh,
The OC.
That's my
The OC.
The OC. Now, George, you know something about the OC.
That's right. I was on the OC.
You met Seth, no?
Yes. you
Yeah.
did.
Big
Yeah.
Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He worked on Detours with us, Seth Green.
Different Seth,
No,
George.
no. Adam Brody.
Seth Cohen,
Yes.
the fictional character. Yes.
Seth
Yes.
Cohen.
Yes. I met a lot of Seths. I'm 76.
He knows too many Seths.
I know too many Seths. Oh,
Whoa.
Revenge of the Seth.
Revenge of the Seth.
90s power blazer, pink, gold buttons. Let's see.
It looked
I
incredible.
can't believe no one in the chat is doing this for me.
Yeah, someone please get on it.
Someone please help Gabby get these blazers.
I'm finding a woman named Tess Inman who has the credit of being key costumer on this specific episode.
She was key to the episode.
Now I want to see if we
These
can
are
track
very.
Tess Inman.
Oh, new outfit. New outfit.
Whoa, Gabby! Look at this, Gabby!
Wow. Talk about a blue harvest.
Stop.
Chanel bag, black collar.
Yeah, so a lot of these blazers are Chanel.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Look at that eyeshadow too. Lavender? Is that the lavender I see?
Yeah, this is. They dress her really well. Yeah, a lot of these are Chanel. Oh, they're so expensive.
Now, Watto,
I
when you're on set, Watto, you're CG. Do they need to do makeup touch-ups at all? Or is that purely in the computer?
Yes, I mean they do it on the computer. I have a makeup guy who is sitting behind a PC, Windows 97.
Sure. Okay.
Right, and he does the touch-ups. But it's also, I mean, it's more difficult for CGI actors because you're not just doing touch-ups, you're doing hue, saturation, black levels.
Blue on you.
Yep.
You know what? I find, are they not great about having the exact blue that matches you?
It is tough. It actually is tough. And it's interesting, and I'm glad you said that because it's an issue that people do not speak about that enough.
No,
I have something to say about these costumes.
What?
I want Patrick to be here for it.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, George.
I was worried you had gone to take another nap, Patrick. I think they Chanel good on the outside.
Oh no. Oh
That's
no.
funny.
George, it's too early for these.
It's Sandra
No.
Oh taking her date back to her place.
Oh.
Sandra Oh just said oh. Sandra Oh just said oh.
You went, oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Now, some people in the chat are saying stretch goal. We watched the OC ep with George.
All right, but not today.
Not today.
Yeah, not today, but I think if we,
Yeah.
George, what's your number? What's your number?
What's my number?
Like,
Yes.
what's the number we should get to before we have to watch the OC ep with you? That we get to watch the OC ep with you, not have.
I think my number is probably 7.
700.
Did they make a lot of money
7,000.
as these characters?
Yeah.
Like the not like the actors, but like, is it
Yeah.
like, oh, they're rich because of sports?
In universe, yes, they are very successful business people.
Okay.
I mean, look, he's rubbing a beeper on her breast.
Gabby, you got to get this. Arliss works with everybody.
Everybody.
With everybody.
If you're a famous sports guy, Arliss is there. You got Kobe, you got Shaq, you got Tiger.
Yes.
Like in the show, like these
Yeah.
people are in the show.
Yes.
Everybody. This show is Entourage before Entourage in terms of celebrity cameos.
Kobe Bryant is in season 1 of Arliss before he had even played a game in the NBA.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been wild.
Yeah, Robert had a lot to say about it.
Robert was on the stream last week, Gabby.
Huh?
Maybe Arliss himself was on the stream last week.
Oh, that's lovely. What did he have to say?
A lot.
A lot. He had a lot to say about Arliss, that's for sure.
A lot to say about Fran Lebowitz.
Fan of the show.
Yes.
He knew her? He knows her?
Well, I'll tell you something, okay? Fran Lebowitz went up to him at a party once, and she said, Bobby, I hate sports, but I love your show.
This is like how Elizabeth Warren watches Ballers.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And guys, Andy P. German in the chat just said, and I just confirmed it, the OC is going to be on HBO Max at launch.
So that next week is a great. Next week we'll do it if we reach a certain stretch goal.
Yeah, what's the
which
stretch?
we haven't established yet. We don't know yet because we haven't even picked the charity for next week.
Oh, you want to do it next week? You don't want to do it this week and then we watch it next week.
We watch it on HBO Max, but we'll set it all. It'll be a thing that happens next week.
Next week.
It won't be a part of today.
Right.
Deal.
George has a hard out tonight.
I have a hard out tonight.
He's got the hard out. He's booked another stream.
Thank you, Teddy Berra, for the real tip. I appreciate it.
What was the tip here?
The Real is a site that has a lot of Chanel blazers. So like a thrifting site.
I thought when you said the real tip, you meant it was like very much a real tip.
It was a real tip.
The veracity.
Now, Gabby, if you get any of these Arliss style Chanel blazers before we're done with our 7 weeks, you have to come back on the stream and show them off.
Right.
You know,
right?
We'll have like an Arliss fashion show. We're already having one today with the hat and with Patrick's Arliss baseball jersey.
Double hat.
Yeah. They'll be like, why are you they'll be like, oh, you're cosplaying like as someone from Star Wars? No, as someone Sandra Oh from Arliss.
Of course.
Yeah. Doing Arliss cosplay is a way to stand out in today's cosplay universe.
Yes. Yeah. I found from personal experience, if you dress up as an Arliss character at Comic-Con, people will often ask you where the bathroom is, what the closest security exit is. Mm-hmm. They assume you're in some sort of administrative position.
Right.
Yes.
Wait, what are you guys at right now?
Right now we're halfway through. We're a little past the halfway point.
No, but what's the time signature?
Almost 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for money,
Kirby is saying, "Blow me, blow me, blow me."
Money-wise, we're at $299.53.
Let's bring that up to 300. Who wants to bring that up to an even 300?
Let's bring that up to 1,000 so George can put his jacket back on.
Put my jacket back on at 1,000, and then at 1,100, I take it off again.
I got a service error, so.
Oh no!
I give up. I saw what I needed to see.
What did your dad say?
He just sent me back the number, like because it has 2-step verification. Because Lord knows people are trying to break into my dad's HBO account.
In time for HBO Max. They're trying to get in there before HBO Max.
Yeah.
The Max.
So I think he's probably
Arliss just said, "You can't buy a reputation. My word is my bond," which is very much. It's like how the Jedi have a code of honor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nobility to this character, even though he sometimes gets up to scheming.
I should say also for Gabby, little fashion watch, Sandra Oh is currently wearing a gold-colored satin button-up shirt with no pants.
How am I missing this? Have you guys seen Killing Eve that she's on?
I haven't seen it.
A Sandra Oh live stream, yeah.
Killing Eve is very good.
Look, Oh is a treasure. She's one of our finest.
She won the Golden Globe
and the Emmy, I think. I think she also won maybe 2 Emmys.
Good for her.
Also, I think it's just Golden Globe. I don't think they phrase it as a question.
Yeah, I don't think it's written as golden ... globe question.
Globe?
And the Golden Globe goes to Sandra Oh.
Guys, I think this is true of. Wait, George Lucas, do you have what awards do you have?
Oh,
What?
Gabby, touchy question.
I have an honorary Oscar.
For what?
Everything I ever did. It covers basically everything I've ever done has won an Oscar.
Yes.
I see. Right.
But he's never won a competitive Oscar. He's been nominated many times. He's never won a competitive award.
Wow.
Well, I was competing. That's not technically true. What I was competing against was everything else that's ever been made.
But Star Wars is iconic.
I was nominated. Star Wars was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah,
That was a big
Star
one.
Wars for Best Picture.
What
You know?
which one was?
Do you know what beat Star Wars for Best Picture?
I'm about to be upset. What is it?
Annie Hall.
Oh
That's
boy.
a rough one.
That
That
they
is-
wish they'd picked
That is a rough
Star
one.
Wars.
Yeah.
Huh?
They wish they
Yeah.
gave that Oscar to Georgie instead.
Yeah, it would have held up. It would have held up a lot better.
Much better.
It will be. I'll say this. I don't think you're ever going to make that mistake again. I think it will be a rainy day in New York before they ever give him another award.
Absolutely. And talk about mistakes. Talk about mistakes.
Wait. A New Hope was nominated against it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It was-
that's open-minded of the Academy. They usually are like dicks about, you know.
I know.
And normally sequels almost never. Godfather Part 2 and New Hope are two of the only times that a sequel has been nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
Well, technically, A New Hope is a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how movies are made, technically. That's how movies are made. You make them technically.
I don't understand the quotation marks. We all agree with you.
In what way? Yes, it is on everything that is true
Yes.
has the word technically implied. You never need to say it. You never
On a
need to say it.
technical level.
Technically.
Came out
On a
first.
technical level. Technically, yes, it's a sequel, of course.
Technically,
How do you think we made it without technology? I couldn't have made it.
It was a technologically
Yeah,
advanced sequel. It was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director, and George lost
that's
both.
right.
Who won
That's
Best
right.
Director?
Take a guess.
No, is it Woody
That-
Allen?
Yeah. Yes.
That's rough.
And guess what? The Oscars just got canceled. Is that a coincidence?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
It took a while, but we did it.
Wait. Oh,
And by we, I mean both social movements and the global pandemic. We together, working hand in hand,
Together.
we did it. We canceled the Oscars.
the Oscars are far away. They're already canceled.
Yeah, but no
Yeah.
movies are coming out, Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Trolls?
What we're doing right now will probably be eligible for the next time they do Oscars.
This is probably going to win Best Picture.
It's
Yeah.
going to be this stream and the wrong Missy.
Yes, those are
Right.
the only two
Yeah.
movies.
Why aren't they just releasing all movies on the internet? Everybody would just watch it.
Yeah, digital.
Digital.
You don't have to go to a theater. Just release the movie on the internet.
Yeah, why not?
Everybody's home. You get
I
the
don't see
same
it.
amount of views.
Yeah.
You can do everything digitally. Why? I remember walking through. My friend Marty made a movie called Gangs of New York, and I was walking through he built this whole city, and I walked through and I said, Marty, I could do this all in a car park
Right.
with a bunch of green screens and a bunch of non-actors walking around in capes.
And it wouldn't
You can do this all digitally.
that was the problem. You went up to Marty. You said, Marty, you got to buy me some
Marty.
Dr. What's his name? The insoles guy.
Dr. Scholes?
Yeah, but Dr. Schultz, because I'm walking around too much on this set.
Yeah, but he came around because his last movie is all they did Jar Jar Binks on everybody's face.
Did you see that movie, Gabby?
Everybody, have
Everyone
you seen The Irishman? It's a gangster movie, but now every gangster is Jar Jar Binks.
Every Irishman is a Jar Jar Binks.
I did not.
And that is basically a Jar Jar Binks is something that is completely digital, but it looks absolutely perfect. We call that a full Jar Jar. It's like let's make Pesci a Jar Jar. Let's make Al a Jar Jar. Let's make Bobby a Jar Jar. Everybody's a Jar Jar.
Everyone in that movie is a Jar Jar.
Everybody in that movie has Jar Jar face.
Yes.
Put a little more Jar Jar on his face.
No.
It's perfect.
Marty had a dial that said Jar Jar, and he was riding that knob like this while back behind the monitors.
Yeah, I didn't see The Irishman. I feel like I got it.
You should wait for it on Quibi, because then it'll be able to last you 12 years.
I like Scorsese's movies. I like
Marty's great.
Shutter Island.
Yeah, good movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting
Mystery.
first choice.
It's a mystery.
What?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery. I love a mystery.
Do you know
Yeah.
when Marty Scorsese finally won his Oscar, his first and only Oscar for Best Director for The Departed, they had his three closest friends come out and give him the award, Steven Spielberg,
Right.
Francis Ford Coppola,
Mm-hmm. Oh, cute.
and Spielberg and Coppola said, "We know firsthand how great it feels to win an Oscar." And George said, "Hey."
That's self-aware.
Yes, he's very funny. If you think that's funny, you should watch Detours.
Yeah. If you think that's funny, why aren't you watching Detours? Oh, wait, I know why. It's because Disney keeps them locked away in a cupboard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. That's frustrating.
Those Gestapo
That's
agents at Disney
Yeah.
are keeping Detours locked up.
Yeah. I liked The Departed too. He's got good ones.
He's a good director.
Yeah.
I love when that little rat runs across at the very end of The Departed.
Yes.
So like a little bit. That rat looks like he just scurried out of Mos Eisley Spaceport, and here he is. He's showing up at the end of The Departed.
Now, George, that could not have been a practical rat.
No way that was a practical rat. Because if it was a practical rat, we would have heard about it. We would have seen all the outtakes, all the bloopers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that rat, you can tell, he just runs perfectly across the end of the thing.
Is it CGI? No, it's like someone with a trained rat, right?
I don't know.
No, that's a CGI rat. It looks too real.
It feels like that is actually Marty being a little influenced by George, because that kind of very, very subtle, very political metaphor is what I'm used to seeing in Star Wars. But usually Scorsese lacks that kind of subtlety.
Right.
Also, it really felt like when I saw that, I thought this looks like the type of thing that if this film had been made in the late 70s, he wouldn't have been able to do.
Yes.
And he would have gone back in and added that rat in later.
Yes.
Ah, sure.
It felt like, he's special editioning this right out of the gate, which that's always impressive. When you can make your first edition your special edition, that's really something.
That's why Irishman is great. Irishman is like he added in all the scenes the first time out, and everyone's a Jar Jar the first time.
Yeah, when I saw The Irishman, I said out loud, "This feels like a special edition."
Yes, you did.
Someone in the chat is Boston a wretched hive of scum and villainy, which is a perfect segue into my comic book Bury the Lead, which takes place in Boston and is about villainy and scum.
Yeah, Boston, more like Boston ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
I want to point out that this is the second episode in which Sandra Oh's character has witnessed a sexual act and run away shocked.
Makes sense.
It's a recurring theme.
Working in a male-dominated field.
I was going to say Arliss goes there. Arliss is willing to hold a mirror up to the ills of society.
George Lucas, I have a question. Who's your favorite female director?
My favorite director?
Female director.
Female director. Sofia Coppola is great.
Sure.
Yeah,
what movie of hers do you like the best?
Marie Antoinette is good. The Virgin Suicides, Lost in Translation.
Why did Marie Antoinette not get what it deserved?
Which one?
Marie Antoinette. It's so good.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, a lot of great movies are only appreciated later on, Sure. There'll probably be a point later where Disney will buy Marie Antoinette, and then a bunch of people who claim they didn't like it at the time will then suddenly say, "No, we like Marie Antoinette. We don't like these new Disney Marie Antoinettes."
Right. Suddenly, the same people who chased the original Marie Antoinette creatives out of town will pretend that they liked them all along.
Totally.
Yeah, I predict, and a lot of them will be toxic males.
Yes.
It'll be like they'll be really going into talking about how much they like the original Marie Antoinette, and they don't like how they ruined these new Marie Antoinettes when I was gay.
Politics into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like the woke feminist version of Marie Antoinette. They like the original one where it wasn't shoved down our throats.
Okay, before this gets dangerous, I have another guest who.
I want to say something very quickly to Gaby.
Who's afraid of danger?
I want to say something very quickly, Gaby.
No, Gaby can hang out.
I know, but I want to say this very quickly before we get off subject.
What?
Do you know that Sofia Coppola is in the cast of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
What?
That's true.
That's right. My favorite female director was in The Phantom Menace. Coincidence?
What?
She plays one of Queen Amidala's handmaidens.
I was gonna say that.
So if you like Sofia
Yeah.
Coppola's
Very
movie,
likely.
you
Wow.
might want to say thank you to George.
Yeah. And now, decades later, everyone loves The Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
Wow. I was gonna say that.
All comes back to George.
I'm gonna go and I'll let you have a new guest.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Gabby. It was so nice talking.
I'm sorry I couldn't watch more Arliss, but I was changed by Sandra Oh's wardrobe, so I appreciate it.
And look, the good news
And
is you can
we
watch
hope you're able to come back when you have some of those Chanel blazers to model. Okay.
My Arliss cosplay.
Yeah.
It'll be
Bye,
very
guys.
exciting.
I,
Bye.
So guys, before we start the next episode, which we should get queued up,
Mm.
it's gonna be in a second. Our next
I got
guest,
it already.
you know her from College Humor. You know her from the Between Two Ferns movie, which she's very funny in, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Rekha Shankar's here.
I can't believe I'm meeting George Lucas. This is so nice.
hello, and Watto.
And Watto, I'm so sorry. Yes,
Also Watto.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, apology accepted.
Oh,
It's so exciting to have you here. We're getting ready to start the 3rd episode of season 2 of Arliss.
yeah,
Do you have an HBO?
I
Do you
do.
have
I
an
have
HBO
it
account?
queued up.
You're able to watch Home Box Office?
Yes, I am. And I gotta say, I love a lot of HBO shows. I have never even heard of this show.
Well,
This is not from the first wave of HBO programming. You know,
Yeah.
you go back far enough, you have your Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, you have
Yes.
your Not Necessarily the News, you know, you have a lot of early HBO material. This is sort of from the first wave of when they were really becoming a home for original series.
this
Yeah.
is when people were still confused. They would turn on HBO and they would go, "Oh, it's TV, right?" And Arliss
Nope.
was one of the first shows to go.
No.
It's HBO. That's
HBO.
smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
People didn't even know yet. Arliss
Yeah.
was setting the standard.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's,
Wow.
great art will frequently correct the audience. Like, people will say this is the first movie, and you'll say no, it's the 4th movie, and they're like, but there's only one. You're like, no, it's the 4th movie. Wait.
George, we got to start. We're running late.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Hey.
So we're gonna get this synced up in. Hang on one second. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right. Now this
That the beginning of every HBO episode is kind of like a prank. It's like a spoof and a goof. They make you think like, "Oh no, my TV is broken." All
Yeah.
the no, it's not TV. It's HBO.
yeah, my antenna, the weather has affected my TV antenna, and I'm only getting snow.
I mean,
Yeah, I often freak out in the beginning of any HBO show.
I panic.
I do the same thing. Half the time I start running out to get up on the roof.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But fortunately, it's not long enough that I ever make it. I've never once made it out of the room and up onto the
Before.
roof to fix, because I don't have an antenna anymore. It'd be a
Yes.
mistake. Now, Arliss Michaels is a sports agent, and these are like stories from a supposed book that he's written. So we're following his stories in the various athletic endeavors, professional, that he's constantly
Wow.
trying to make deals. He's wheeling and dealing.
They had a lot of famous sportsmen. They had a lot of cameos.
And he's burning
A lot of
the
cameos.
opening credits. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
the cojones on my man Robert Wuhl. Is he's going,
Yeah.
I'm willing to just put these underneath a Dusty Springfield song
Yeah.
in the first
Yeah.
60 seconds. Don't worry, I'll get bigger guests later.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll beat Shaquille O'Neal.
He's burning
Yeah.
that immediately.
Shaquille's in the pilot, right?
Yes.
Shaq's in the first episode.
That's wow.
Arliss Michaels, American.
But I
Yeah.
want to make this
That's-
clear. Shaq is in the first episode, but the scene you just saw in the opening credits is not an excerpt of that scene. Every bit of footage with him with a famous athlete in a sporting arena in that opening is exclusively second unit
Exclusive.
only.
It's an Arliss exclusive.
Arliss.
Wow, second unit, damn.
Now, Rekha, how are you doing? How's California?
California is hot, you know. Everybody's kind of at home watching Arliss instead of doing Arliss viewing parties. We all have to do it at home. But it's good. It's good. How is New York?
Bad.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I don't know if you've heard. It's bad.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
You know what's a fun fact? Here's a really fun fact. You might have heard, this is in the news, people talking about this. Almost 100,000 deaths in the United States of America from COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
You hear about this? Almost 23,000 from New York alone.
You're right, Watto. That is a fun fact.
Isn't that fun? About 1 in 4.
That's really nice.
Feeling great.
Well, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Oh, wow. Never more true than now.
Many New Yorkers are not making it right now. It's a horrible time to be alive and an even worse time to die. I don't know what to say.
Now I'm looking to see if when this episode was made.
Are you
1997, right?
I believe so.
Was this before or after Lebowski?
Oh, interesting. Because
I was going to ask about that opening scene.
Right. My reference point is I'm like, this episode seems to be creating a fictional athlete who is like the Dennis Rodman of bowling, right?
The rainbow hair.
Yes, right. Kind of playing with the theatricality of gender and fashion within his sport. But the twist, the Arliss twist is, no, not basketball, is bowling.
Oh, it's this guy.
But he licks his bowling ball and does a flamboyant dance.
Yes.
And The Big Lebowski would come out the following March.
Oh my God.
Now, are we looking at parallel thinking, or were the Coen brothers influenced by episode 3 of season 2 of Arliss
Now,
with their creation of the character of Jesus Quintana?
Absolutely.
as a director, do you find that you like steal stuff like that so specifically from episodes of old TV shows?
No, I mostly like I've been influenced by a lot of things. Obviously, I borrow from Kurosawa. I borrow from Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, old Saturday morning serials. And so there's no shame in being influenced by things. That's what an artist takes their influences and you try to create something new. But this looks almost 1-to-1 in terms of this episode. Big Lebowski fans should be flocking to this episode.
Yes.
I will say, I think that's the difference, because you were asking, does George borrow from specific episodes of TV? George almost exclusively borrows from things that were made before TV existed.
Yeah, true.
And then you could argue that every episode of TV that has ever been made borrows from George Lucas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, guys, someone in the chat says, I wonder if Robert Wool met Shaq on the set of Good Burger. They're both in Good Burger. But
Yes.
Good Burger came out after Arliss started, so no.
Okay.
The answer's no.
So I
So
wonder.
they just rekindled their relationship.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it was one of those things where, like, Shaq was going to set on Good Burger, and he was like, "Hey, Bobby, I'm feeling a little awkward. I don't want to go alone. Do you want to come make an appearance in Good Burger with me?"
And then Shaq goes, duh. Yeah.
I don't want to shut this down, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing Christopher Nolan's new movie Tenet, and I'm worried that these might be spoilers for the plot of Tenet.
Why is that, George?
Because what if he did meet Shaq on the set of Good Burger before he met him on the set of Arliss?
Wow. Are you talking about time travel?
Because I don't know if you've seen the trailer for Tenet, but it's about you didn't shoot the bullet, you caught the bullet, because time is they're experiencing time in reverse.
George, are you talking
So it is possible.
time travel?
No, not time travel.
Inversion.
Inversion.
Tenet. Time
Tenet.
travel? No. Inversion? No. Tenet.
Tenet.
Now, Rekha,
I'm starting to wonder because almost immediately after we saw the Jesus Quintana character, we saw an old man behind a desk. I'm starting to wonder is this a shot by shot? Was Big Lebowski a shot by shot remake
of this episode?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing
think
a
it
lot
might
of
be.
similarities.
Yes.
This guy Kirby's starting to look more and more like the dude.
Whoa. Big
James
cameo.
Carville.
James Carville, political analyst.
Wow.
And very much like a Coen Brothers character. He sounds like he's straight out of The Lady Killers or something.
James Carville would fit right in the world of True Grit.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Now, Rekha, how much experience do you have with sports agents?
Sports agents, personally, I don't really have a ton. I'm not an athlete, don't know any athletes.
You don't know any athletes?
I don't know any professional athletes.
No professional athletes?
We didn't say professional.
Okay. Maybe I know some athletes that are like, I run every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no pros, nobody that's got an agent, nobody that's got reps, you know.
Sure. Okay.
Do you guys know any sports agents? Is this accurate?
I probably know some. Yeah,
you probably do. I feel like you must have met some.
I must have golfed with some at some point.
Right.
It seems inevitable.
Now, also, Rekha, I have another question. Were you ever on Herald Night?
I was.
Rekha made Herald Night. Now, Rekha, this is a thing. 3 live streams running. People desperately want to know if our guest made Herald Night. And Rekha made Herald Night.
Yippee.
Hey, in both New York and LA. Hello.
What?
Let's go. Let's go.
Bi-coastal.
That's no small feat, because sometimes these New York hotshots, they think they're on Herald Night. They think they're on Herald Night in New York. They go out to LA and they find out they're not wanted on LA Herald Night. They don't have a place for them.
Yeah.
Now, Rekha, do you know that, for example, Abby and Alana were never on Herald Night?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's something I've never heard.
And that's why people get confused, and that's why they want us to clarify whether or not our guests have been on Herald Night. Because,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? The assumption is if Abby and Alana weren't on Herald Night, how could anyone have made it?
It's true. I mean, here on the
Abby and
Alana? I
Alana?
have a successful TV show. You know, Abby went to my high school.
Really?
That's a real fact.
But do you know, and this is a real fact, you made 2 different Herald Nights. That technically means you're twice as funny as Abby and Alana. And that's not my opinion. That's just math.
That is math.
That's math.
That's crazy. And that probably means I have like 2 times as many TV shows on Comedy Central.
It doesn't work that way. That's inversion.
Okay. I thought this would be it.
That's inversion.
Damn. Okay.
Broad City is basically, as this episode is to The Big Lebowski, Broad City is to Star Wars, because it's the 2 central characters of Star Wars, R2-D2 and C-3PO. Classic Abby and Alana. Classic Abby and Alana. Abby is the C-3PO, always concerned about protocol.
Yes.
And Ilana is the more mischievous of the 2. Wow. And what's the first thing that R2-D2 does in episode 4? He smuggles the Death Star plans in a slot.
That's our introduction to this guy.
That's how Alana smuggles her marijuana.
Yes, in her slot.
There's an episode called Weed, where she basically pulls a full R2-D2.
Yes.
And what is Coruscant if not the broadest of cities? It's an entire planet that's a city.
That's
the city of planets.
Pretty cool, George, that you're kind of the inspiration for these like 2-hander women comedies.
Absolutely.
Right. Except I should be clear, Star Wars is for boys.
Yes, and that I know. And it seems almost like Arliss is also for boys. This is the first woman besides Sandra Oh I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've had some people will push back on that, and they'll say, "Why? How can you say that? How can you say that Star Wars is for boys?" And obviously, it's possible for girls or women to watch Star Wars. I'm not saying you can't. It's happened. It's been done. There are many women in Star Wars. But the reason that Star Wars is for boys is because if it wasn't for boys, then why are they all so upset about it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how upset the boys have become about the Star Wars.
The boys do get really upset about it.
They cry every day. They yell at everyone they can. The boys are so upset about the Star Wars.
I actually have a confession, George. I've only seen The Phantom Menace. I haven't seen any other Star Wars.
Right.
That's fine. To a certain extent, that's the only. That's.
Yeah.
I'd rather. There are some people who've only seen the fourth one, which is ridiculous to me. But if you're gonna just, I'll say this definitively: if you're gonna just watch one, you get everything you need out of the Phantom Menace. Like you can tell what's gonna happen. You can tell. The first time that Obi-Wan Kenobi meets little Anakin Skywalker, you just know he's going to chop that little boy's arms and legs off and leave him for dead on a volcano.
Yes.
It's like Sam and Diane on Cheers. You know these two are going to get together. You just know that Obi-Wan is going to take his lightsaber. He's going to warn him.
Yeah.
He's going to warn him.
Yeah.
But then when he jumps, he's going to go, going to chop his arms off, chop his legs off.
I noticed with this Phantom Menace theory, your donations have gone up like triple-fold.
It's because the people want to donate to the truth. When people hear the truth, I also just honestly, for people who are like, I don't have time to watch all these Star Wars movies, just watch the one. You'll get it.
Watch the one. Yeah.
I liked it when I watched. I was like 8 or something, and I liked it. But I remember afterwards. I hope this isn't rude, but hearing from people,
how rude.
That's the worst one to watch if you're watching one of them. That's what I heard.
No, because here's the thing, Rekha. The other Star Wars movies spend a lot of time focused on these weird subplots. They get away from the main story thrust, right? The later Star Wars movies are all caught up in
by design.
Darth Vader, the Empire, the Rebellion. Most of the main plot of me running a small, successful junk shop / slave ownership on the side is contained within Phantom Menace.
Yeah, and that to me is sort of the heart of the movie. I remember
the franchise, yes. Yeah. So Arliss is currently pantsless.
See, that shows he's relatable. He's kind of goofy.
Absolutely.
He is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Now, George and Watto and Rekha, people in the chat want us to give Rekha an Arliss name.
Rekha, let's give you an Arliss name.
Let's do it.
And what does that? Oh
you
my
know what
God!
An Arliss name is?
No.
All right.
Is it using symbols instead of? Yeah, there we go. I got it. I guess.
Yep. You got it. You caught on real quick. And this used to be 1 week ago. This was a very intensive creative process. Now it's just about entering in the numbers.
I'll let you guys, George, you put
No. I like this. I like it this way. I like the fact that last week we had to do this by hand, and this week it practically runs itself.
Yes.
This is like a well-oiled machine.
Cryptogram situation where all the answers are right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like this is destiny. Like your Arliss name is not something that we figure out. It's your destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny.
Now, Watto, for the H's.
Yes. Okay, let's look at some of these symbols. We want to get a little bit of sports in there.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's a great point. You got to get sports in there.
What about the half-full whiskey glass? Would that work?
That looks like an H.
That's what we usually do for H's, yeah.
It's either that or the filing cabinet or the floppy disk. What do you think, Rekha?
I mean, the whiskey looks pretty nice. I mean, which is the most sporty, floppy disk or filing cabinet? It's sort of hard to pick between the two. If you need to swap out one of them, I'm going to go with floppy disk because this show looks like it took place in sort of the chamber.
That's the great thing about both of them is that both of them could have existed during the run of the show.
Exactly. Like I bet Arliss, there could be an episode where Arliss has like all his contacts on a floppy disk and someone steals them, something.
Let's get the R's with the registered trademark.
Sure. Yes.
I can't wait till we get someone who has a T and an M in their name.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Yes.
Is that it?
I think you got it. It looks really good.
I wish we could get some sports in there. I'm trying to look for the way we could fit a little more.
Yeah. The dancing guy looks like an A, the like disco guy.
The disco guy. Where's this guy?
Yeah, he's the A. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait a second. And what if the second R is a golfer?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, sure. Okay.
That's really cool.
Wait, we'll make it the female golfer. There we go.
That's right.
Now that's legible.
That's it. That's your name. And we're
Now that's legible.
apologies in advance for having to change your ID.
Oh, that's okay. I
You
get
have
it.
to change your driver's license.
Yes. Has Sandra Oh said one word?
You just did.
The last two episodes were very heavy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There she's talking.
Yeah. Also, a lot of acting is reacting. So even just for listening, it's still good. You know, like when my friend Marty made The Irishman, that was one of the things he said was, let's just have his daughter listen.
A lot.
Oh, you know, I think I
listen.
might have gone out for that role then. Listening woman.
Yeah, listening woman.
I don't know if you know this, Rekha, but that the way to make a strong female character is to make sure she doesn't speak and just reacts a lot.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because that's where you can do some of the best acting.
You're giving them a gift by saying, don't worry about saying anything. Just look at what the man is saying and then respond.
That's nice. I like that.
But don't speak.
Yeah, don't speak.
Don't talk.
Yeah, like the No Doubt song.
Yeah, that was actually directed towards women.
Exactly.
Yes.
To understand that it's feminine.
In a big way.
Well, it was sung by a woman, so I assumed it must have been.
Yeah.
Oh, now Sandra is putting a call through to James Carville. So James is back in the mix.
Okay.
Now this is during the Clinton administration.
Yes, I was going to say this is episodes about being a guest at the White House.
Yeah. Just a few short years after he put a man into the White House, he was on the phone telling Arliss that Turkey Reeves has been arrested.
I mean, it's very similar to how, oh my gosh, what's his name from the OJ trial was on last week.
Oh, Robert Shapiro.
Robert Shapiro.
Yes.
Yes.
Legal film creator Robert Shapiro.
Gets a man out of going to jail for life, shows up on our list.
Do we know for a fact that Bill Clinton does not make an appearance on an episode of Arliss? It feels like he's maybe...
He's not listed under cast and crew, so I'm not positive.
Maybe he's uncredited.
Yeah, he's like an under.
Maybe he's uncredited, and no one in the past 2 decades has decided to update IMDb to spoil it because everybody agrees this is better as a surprise.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I want to apologize, Patrick. I think we need to go back to the Arliss name. We need.
It's 339. It's 339. It's 339. So we should do this first.
We'll do this in a second, Rekha. Let me tell you a terrifying tale.
Okay.
A scary story to tell in the dark.
Yes.
In the late 2000s, George Lucas, the most philanthropic man alive, decided to completely self-finance and self-produce 39 episodes of an animated series, a TV show that is Star Wars but funny, filled with laughs and jokes. Then Disney buys Star Wars from George Lucas. Goes, here's a little bonus for you, a completed, picture-locked 39-episode TV series. Feel free to release it whenever you want. And Disney said, okay, and put it on a shelf. Now, here's the twist to this story. It's real.
This is too scary, Watto.
A backup twist. They still haven't released it. It's been a decade. It has been a decade. There are 39 completed episodes of Star Wars Detours, and Disney refuses to release it. So at the 39th minute of every hour, we ask our viewers to tweet at Disney+, hashtag May Detours be with you. Demand that they release the original 39.
Now, do we know?
Someone,
it's not supposed to be insulting.
Someone just asked me.
Yeah.
Someone just asked me why I said it was 3:39. Is because this is the 39th minute of this watchathon today. We're on episode 3, so I'm ranking the 39s by episode. It's 3:39. An hour from now it'll be 4:39, and that's how we keep track of it.
Now, what were you going to ask?
I was going to ask.
It'll be 5:39 when we're on episode 5.
Do we?
What was your question?
Like, confirmed? Like, I want to know. Like, has anyone seen these? Like, is there like a little snippet, or is there a trailer? Is there any, like, do we know these are actually like really funny? Like, what is the reasoning behind Disney?
There's a trailer.
They made The Mandalorian.
Yes.
I'm sure people would go crazy.
One would think.
Yes, there is a trailer you can watch on YouTube. You can see how funny it is.
Wow.
There was a decade ago where they showed footage that you can still watch today.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Jordan, like, I've seen the episode.
And
We were watching them the other night and laughing our asses off.
yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. I wasn't the Mandalorian. I was the man laughing at all of the jokes.
That's
We were the
really
man
good.
laughing.
Yeah.
I was the man to laugh again.
Laughington, yeah.
Man to laugh.
Yeah. The Manda laugh at this.
Man to laugh again. Man to
laugh again.
The Jim Gaff again.
Jim
The Jim de Gaff again.
George was the Jim Gaffigan when he was watching.
I didn't get to say
So
this.
we're trying to get people to get Disney to release these things, because right now we know that Disney is, they're focusing on like, how can we open up our theme parks safely? What we got to get Bride of Boogity up on Disney Plus. Okay, we've done that. What's next? I humbly suggest that what's next should be go into the other room where you have the button that releases Star Wars Detours.
Click.
Press the button
Like a virus.
that puts Star Wars Detours on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Because maybe I understand if the original plan was to maybe wait 10 more years or 20 more years before releasing Detours. But right now we are at a once in a lifetime moment. We are in the middle of a pandemic and people are suffering. And there is a legitimate reason to release this content to give people joy and laughter.
Yes.
In a few years ago, people didn't want to laugh at Star Wars. They wanted to see terrible things happen to our favorite heroes.
Too sad.
Now it's time to laugh again.
Yeah.
Laugh again, gaff again.
Time to laugh again.
Oh, I didn't realize his last name Gaff again.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Right.
why he's so successful, because when you see him, you begin to laugh again.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Now, guys, we should plug the PayPal again. We're raising money for the Museum Moving Image, which is in Queens.
Yes.
The great museum, all about TV, movies, everything. They have a great Jim Henson exhibit right now. They also have a great 2000,
Wonderful exhibit.
which a lot of people have not seen because it opened really soon after everything shut down, but it's great.
And anyone who donates $25 will be sent a signed headshot by Arliss himself, Robert WUHL. This is real. People who donated last week have received them in the mail.
It's real.
It's real. What were you going to say?
Just that it's real.
And it's fantastic.
Can I point out that Patrick suggested that he set the price for a headshot at a much higher number, and Robert said, no, 25. I'm willing to sign and send out that.
Wow.
He wants people to donate.
They just put a headshot of Arliss into a litter box and dumped kitty litter on top of it on the show.
Yes.
You can do this if you want. If you have a cat, you can replicate that moment from Arliss 3-3.
That's
But
true.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. If you donate $25, you're not going to put an Arliss headshot in a litter box. Robert is going to put an Arliss headshot in your mailbox.
Whoa.
And that's just, I don't know if you can hear, this is kind of surprising. I don't know if this will be documented anywhere, but it started to rain in Marin County.
Oh, great.
Oh, no.
I feel like we were about to start talking about something right before the Detours conversation.
Yeah, Rekha was going to say something.
We were give,
cut off, too.
Oh, I don't remember, but one thing I did want to point out, in addition to I have no clue what happened in this episode, is that they used a page peel transition. Did you guys see that?
Yes, this is a Star Wars influence. Like, it's always a wipe.
I was going to say
that's always
very George Lucas.
But it's also very Arliss, because Arliss has written a book, and so they put their own little spin on it. They're like, it can't just be, can't just, we're HBO. We don't have the rights. We can't just make a Star Wars, which now I find incredibly relatable, because I can't make a Star Wars now.
Not allowed.
The most I can do is occasionally I get invited to set, and I'll throw in a few little suggestions.
Yeah.
But they're like, we can't just make a Star Wars movie. We have to make this feel like Arliss. And like, how about if it's a book? Like, perfect.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then I'm sure they probably said, but there are Star Wars books. Won't people get confused? and then they just said, you know what? Let people think this is Star Wars.
This is how forward-thinking Arliss was. You know how now, Rekha, people will often say, "Oh, this TV show I made, I really think of it as like a 10-hour movie." You know, people will say that
all the time. Yeah.
Oh, it's TV, but really, if you ask me, I was trying to make a 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
Robert Wolf, he would say, "Arliss, it's a TV show, but really, I was trying to make a 40-hour book."
Yeah.
Because the idea of Arliss is that every episode is just a few pages from the book of his life story.
Wow, there
Just
are
a few
7 seasons of this show?
Correct.
And every season got better, higher ratings than the previous season, which begs the question, why would you stop a juggernaut? This series was basically the Boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark, just barreling ahead. I'll tell you another thing about this show, which is that when they started, their audience was 70% male, and by the end, it was 53% female.
Yes.
And they got better ratings with each new season. Why would you stop that? Why would you kill the golden goose?
And I'll tell you something else about this show, Rekha.
Yeah.
Fran Lebowitz, infamous New York raconteur and writer, went up to Robert Wool at a party, and she said, Bobby, I hate sports.
I hate sports, but I love your show.
Said that to him. And they
said that to him at a party. You don't say that at a party if you don't mean it. That's not just party talk.
You're truthful.
When's the last time I'm trying to remember the last time that I was at a party where someone came up to me and said, George, I hate wars, but I love your movies.
Right. I mean,
wow.
And more people hate war than hate sports.
Yes.
That tells you something.
Went up to you at a party, Rekha, and went, Rekha, I hate shrubbery, but I love Between Two Ferns, the movie.
I would take that to heart. I would go, whoa, okay, she must be serious. Nobody lies about shit like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I look forward to her doing so.
And my friend Marty directed a Fran Lebowitz movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scorsese.
I don't remember the name of it, but he directed a documentary about Fran Lebowitz.
Oh, okay. We have another guest who wants to hop in and join all of us.
Oh yeah.
More than
Oh my God! This is the hottest party in town.
This is going to be a hot party, guys. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going to say who it is. I'm not even going to say who it is. I'm just going to bring him in.
Don't say who it is. Just bring him in.
It's Cherry.
What up,
Zach? You're
Zach
not
Cherry.
wearing the same sweatshirt. Every time we've seen you in the last month, you've been wearing your Toronto Raptors sweatshirt.
I know.
You don't have your lightsaber. You normally wave around your lightsaber.
Well, I have one of those. What? And I did just smash my remote with this. I think bad.
No.
Okay.
Well, I say it every week. It wouldn't be Sunday without a cherry on top.
George, I love that you say that every week. And that's the reason I'm here.
Okay, let's start this one. We're on season 2.
All right, episode 4, The World at Your Feet.
All right.
I actually have to hop off for another phone call. I'm so sorry, but I'm really glad I got to see Zach Cherry.
Thank you.
Bye, Rekha.
Bye. Thanks so much for having me. It's so great to meet you, George. I'll try to take a look at the other Star Wars movies.
You don't have to. Just rewatch episode 1. Just rewatch episode 1. You'll get it.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.